Am I the asshole for telling my sister I'm not swapping rooms with her because she should be moving out soon? I 18M was in the car with my mother today and she asked me if my sister had said anything to me about switching rooms. I said no one asked what she meant, and she said that apparently my sister wanted to switch rooms with me soon because my room has a smaller room beside it, and she wanted to use that room for her daughter and then my room for her. My sister is 26 and still lives at home with me and her parents, and she also has a 2-year-old daughter. What makes this even more frustrating is that whenever she was pregnant we did actually swap rooms because my room was downstairs, so it was more convenient for her and I agreed to swap with her to help her out. So she got what she wanted and now she's asking me to swap with her again. Because she's never satisfied with what she has. I am 100% not swapping with her because she's 26 and she was meant to be saving for the past year to move out, so there's like zero point in us swapping rooms because she's just gonna move out hopefully soon anyway. And I'm also planning on getting my room painted as well. When my mother told me about this I hadn't heard anything about it, but right enough whenever we went home my sister actually said to me how would I feel about switching rooms, so I obviously said no, that I wouldn't not be switching rooms with her. And she actually seemed surprised for some reason, which I can't understand because I'm not sure why she thought I would be on board with it. She asked me why and I told her that I thought she was moving out soon, and she acted all offended and was like, "Oh, so you want rid of us?" and basically acting as if I heavily insulted her or something. She was also yapping about how she just wants her daughter to have a room beside her, as if they would make me feel bad enough to agree with her. I was just straight up and told her it wasn't happening, and she had the audacity to call me selfish and was just super pissed off at me for some reason. Lol. If you already swapped with her once and she's not satisfied, that's on her. If she wants more space, she is free to be an actual adult and move out instead of asking a teenager to play musical bedrooms. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You have accommodated your sister once already and now she is back again asking for more accommodation because she has not saved money and has no intention of moving out. She can still use the room beside your room for her daughter and just walk up and down the stairs. However, you should keep in mind that if she does move her child into the room next to you, that will be a big issue with the kid bothering you all the time. You may want to consider that in your decision. For all you people stating Op should move out because he is 18, in the US an 18-year-old might well still be in high school at this point. Info: what do your parents think? It's their house and they are paying the bills, it sounds like. Info: where is the baby daddy? My personal opinion is that your sister isn't leaving. I say that because my sister also lived at home and got pregnant when I was expecting her to leave. She had actually moved out for a while before ending back up at home. She never left until her baby daddy's stepdad gave them free rent. Kids are expensive and time-consuming. She isn't leaving if she isn't out before. I think your parents should start asking her questions if they expect her to leave. Not the asshole. She acted all offended and was like, "Oh, so you want rid of us?" Yes? Not the asshole. She asked, you said no. She is asking for a favor and had no reason to be mad if you denied it. Especially since you already did her a favor regarding this very same thing before. You are not telling her to leave. You only stated that she, herself, has plans to move out. And given those plans, swapping rooms is an unnecessary burden to you. As for the niece, she won't be deprived if she doesn't have her own room. Plenty of kids share rooms. Sis just wants to not have to share her room with her kid. But since she swapped rooms with you before, this predicament is her own doing. Not your fault she has no foresight. Am I the asshole for telling my single friend to get a boyfriend? I 22M, am dating my BF, Jack, 22M. That is not a typo, we're gay. I often like to get him flowers. He doesn't particularly like flowers, and it started kind of as a joke, light bullying, because of the common stereotype of gay guys being feminine and flowers being girly. But now it's a pretty nice tradition. Over the weekend, my friends and I went out as a group, and I got Jack flowers. Our friend group is mixed of guys and girls, and one of my mates, Alex, made a joke about me not being a gentleman and getting some for everybody. Jack then gave him one of the flowers and he gave an exaggerated bow. It was very jokey, not serious at all. Here's where things get a little weird. Amy, 21F, did not seem to like this joke at all. Like spent the entire thing kind of vaguely sulking. I thought I was imagining it, but she came to me at the end and told me it was rude of me to get my boyfriend flowers and not the girls at the table. I told her she was being strange, and it's not my job to get anyone who isn't Jack flowers. She said I let Alex have one, and he is not even a girl. I don't know if I came off rude here, but I was just genuinely completely like stunned and confused AF. So I told her to get a boyfriend if she wants flowers so damn bad. She told me I was being misogynistic by saying she needed a man to buy her flowers. I realize I may have implied that, but I don't think it was really an asshole thing to do, since she is straight, and seemed to want to avenue flowers bought for her, not to buy them herself. I didn't answer and might have given her the stink eye, which I kinda do by mistake when someone says something really dumb or confusing. Anyway, she said I'm an asshole, and has been kinda off in group chats lately. Is something flying straight over my head? I've never been in a situation like this before. Is this a straight people rule I don't understand? Are guys supposed to get girls flowers even when they aren't dating? Not the asshole. It's none of Amy's business that you get flowers for your boyfriend. Just because you decide to get him flowers doesn't mean you're obliged to get flowers for the girls at the table, or anyone else. Your boyfriend giving Alex a flower isn't even that serious. That probably wouldn't have happened if Alex didn't come forward and make a joke about you not being a gentleman and not getting some for everybody. Not that you even have to justify your reasons for letting Alex have a flower. With that being said, I do think you should maybe work on the whole stink eye thing when someone says something dumb or confusing. I'm not sure what you mean by you kinda do that by mistake. Not the asshole. She needs to learn from Miley and buy herself flowers. Amy. I don't need a man to get me flowers. Also Amy. Why didn't you get me flowers? I don't need a man to buy me flowers, she said, after she finished chastising a man for not buying her flowers. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. It's sexist for you to tell her to get a boyfriend if she wants flowers, but not sexist for her to think that you, a man, owe her flowers because she's a woman in your general vicinity? This logic is failing to logic. Amy can buy her own flowers, but it sounds like she needs to feel special and therefore needs people to give them to her instead. That's her business, not yours. Not the asshole. She told me I was being misogynistic. You need less. I am the victim, friends. Edit. Are guys supposed to get girls flowers even when they aren't dating? No. Am I the asshole for not giving someone something to drink at my house, but gave it to others? I, 39F, have friends over sometimes to catch up. I always have snacks and multiple drink options. As everyone arrives and sits, I ask, what would you like to drink? And gesture over to the bar setup where I have iced tea, soda water, flavored mixers, and wine. I have essentially the same setup each time for our afternoon meetups. We all chat as I get them drinks. Friend, 50F, arrives and I do the same. She says, I don't drink, in a huff. I don't get her anything and she sits there the whole chat without it so much as water. She does this every time someone says, drink. She does the same thing when someone uses coffee as a catch-all. Let's get together for coffee and catch up. She is not a recovering alcoholic. She is not on the spectrum. I just got fed up with the ridiculousness. Every time I have to say I have things other than alcohol, even though it should be very obvious that's the case. I'm tired of explaining it. I know my decision to be a bad host was petty, but am I the asshole? I may be the asshole because I know this about her and could have asked in a different way. But do I really need to? If this is something she does every time she comes over to your home, even though you've repeatedly offered non-alcoholic options, then fully not the asshole. Something to drink is a shorter way to say, would you like one of the many things I have to offer for beverages? You could say, would you like a beverage? But something tells me she may react the same way. Let her be thirsty or just ask for what she wants. She's an adult after all. I have a friend like this. She doesn't drink much, if at all, and she doesn't drink soda, just iced tea. In her case, it's about gaining attention, making herself the focus of attention. Every single time we go out, she's got to comment. If you order wine, it's, oh, I rarely drink alcohol anymore. I can't even remember the last time I drank. If you're craving something with carbonation, it's basically the same rigmarole. I stopped drinking soda in high school. I don't even crave soda anymore. Fabulous for you. Meanwhile, I'm about to enjoy the F out of this rosé. Not the asshole. Your friend Fafo. She is being overly nitpicky and I don't blame you for not wanting to put up with it. She knew exactly what you meant. It seems like it's some weird power trip to her. Info. Can you explain what she says when someone asks her to coffee? Info. I'm curious and having trouble following exactly what her crazy is. Is she expecting you to use a different word than drink? Like if you asked her if she wanted a beverage, would she then happily request something? Or is she just giving the difficult answer of, I don't drink, which then forces you to have to follow up back and forth versus instead of simply saying a simple, no thank you, and allowing the group conversation to move on? Either way, she sounds exhausting, and I love your level of petty, so certainly not the asshole in my book. I'm going to say no assholes here actually. Because you make it sound like she's saying that because she's refusing alcohol. But she will sit their entire time without drinking anything and also turns down group activities where you imply you would be drinking coffee. This actually makes me wonder if she just doesn't drink any liquids in public. Might be a wild assumption, but maybe she has a bladder issue. Edit to add. You not asking anymore may be exactly what she wants. Am I the asshole for refusing to be the designated driver when we went out? My girlfriend and I were going on a double date at the weekend. The plan was to go bowling then to a cocktail bar. When we go to events where there will be alcohol involved, we will either get a taxi so we can both drink, or we will decide who is going to drive home and be the designated driver and the other one drives to the event. Before the event I asked my girlfriend if she wanted me to be the designated driver or get a taxi, but she said no and that she was fine being the designated driver. I drove us to the event and ordered a pint when we got there. When I ordered it, my girlfriend asked me if I minded only having the one and being the designated driver. I pointed out I'd already asked if she wanted me to be it and she said no, so I'm going to have a drink now that we're out. She said she's changed her mind, but I just said it's too late. She said it was unfair, but I just reminded her I'd offered her multiple options where she'd be able to drink and she chose to say no to them and chose to agree to be the designated driver. She said I was starting an argument over something small, but I just said she was the one starting an argument and trying to go back on the agreement. But she said I was ruining the date. Am I the asshole for refusing to be the designated driver? Until your girlfriend agreed to being the designated driver, it's not your fault or responsibility because she changed her mind and regretted her choice. If she was so concerned about being able to have a drink, she could have ordered an Uber to get y'all wherever. I'm assuming y'all were going to the same place because there only appears to be one designated driver. I would recommend gently talking to her about how her comments made you feel like the awe and that you feel it wasn't fair to you to change her mind at the bar. Not the asshole. This smacks of a bloody TikTok test type scenario. Not the asshole. If it's agreed upon beforehand, she can kindly ask you, but she has to accept your answer. Not the asshole. Your girlfriend is a manipulative person. Hate those kind of people. You can clearly ask them and provide choices and they fake one and eventually they change their mind and suddenly it's your fault for not accepting their choice and you are the one ruining things. If it was the other way round, she made a drama of this. Don't believe you the wrong one here. Not the asshole, but wow, is she manipulative. Not the asshole. She expected you to change your plans because she changed her mind. Assuming your date wasn't forever away from where you live, next time, the simple solution is to both drink, leave the car overnight and get it again in the morning.